Hogwarts Castle of Witchcraft and Wizardry was a creation of Rick Pierce and mine over time a few years ago. The exterior of the castle was entirely Rick's creation. This first video is going to show you the exterior of Hogwarts as well as the left side. So the exterior is actually 6 feet by 5 feet by 8 feet high, and you can see that it scans a large distance, which makes it difficult to shoot in one video. The best I can do for you is to zoom out as far as I can zoom and get as far from it as I can get, and here you have it. Then as I move a little closer to it, it becomes impossible for me to show you the entire castle. The front of the castle is composed of actually a tower, a midsection, and then the greenhouse. Underneath the main door there is another door, and that's the kitchen, and we'll take a look at that after we look at the entire outside. And this entire tower contains the Gryffindor Tower buildings. Now, the moat is right there, and you'll see that we've got the octopus. You'll also see that there is a boat in the water, and we'll look at both of those shortly. As we come along around the castle, you're going to notice that the castle has moat, and then the Whomping Willow, which is right there with a few whomped birds, and then a whomped broom. But this side of the castle has the tower from top to bottom, and then in addition it has another tower which houses Professor Trelawney's office and classroom and the restricted area of the library. As we come around to the third side yet, you'll notice that this has the back side of the main building, and then two actual turrets and several rooms, including Dumbledore's office and private room, are shown in this section. Other than that, it appears to be fairly plain, although right here inside this door later we're going to take a close look at Professor Snape's dungeon. This fourth and final side to the castle is a lower level, the greenhouse, and another piece to the turret which has two very important rooms in them. So we'll be looking at that too. So this is the four-side version of the castle on the outside. We're going to move to the main hall as we open this door. The main hall of Gryffindor is composed of these four tables with plenty of food and wizard hats and fun items that make the main hall very special. One of those of utmost importance is Dumbledore, who is standing right here in front of his podium. Jan Landman contributed several portraits to this scene that make the scene special. In addition, you'll note that there are banners for each tower hung on each side of the main hall. As we move around, you can see the professor's table with foods and chocolates and gingerbread, lots of items. Another Jan Landman portrait adorns this wall of the main hall. There is an entire section of the main hall which we're not able to see from this view, but we will be able to see when we look in through the back door. Note that there are three-dimensional pictures on several walls which add to the fantasy of the entire castle. Moving down now from the main hall to the kitchen area, we're able to see that the kitchen is quite full with all kinds of foods that are magically brought up through the floor onto the tables above. Winky is standing there cooking. Unfortunately, it appears that she's had plenty to drink and is not cooking as much as she might be drinking. The entire kitchen is filled with special details, including details like this fairy. There are lots of imaginative help in the kitchen of this castle. A new addition to the kitchen is this ghost who's busy cooking and helping and pouring out liquids, and several blue Cornish pixies who are around creating just a little bit of havoc. There are two doors on either side of the kitchen that don't lead anywhere but have mirrors, which helps the illusion of the size of the kitchen. All in all, the kitchen is very busy and very detailed. Before we move on into the next video, I wanted to complete this scene with the moat. Note that the moat has an octopus and obviously the boats which the first years come in, and in addition there's a thestral standing there, and you can see just from this shot Hagrid's arm and pant. Will come around and look the other way and see the complete view of Hagrid, but this moat adds a great deal to the scene, and it has many little critters here and there that have become important to the whole story for me. Here we have a clearer view of Hagrid with one of the boats and all his paraphernalia. We also have a clear view of the thestral, who's just standing there waiting because he's pulled carriages. There are bats and other animals all over this scene. And of course, right around here, in addition to this little guy who might be a fairy, we have the Whomping Willow and a Whomped Owl and the entire tree here for us to view. One last view of this Whomping Willow before we close this video and start the next one.